What's up, my ninjas? I don't know why I stopped for a second.
Oh, you know you done fucked up.
I know, right? What's up, guys? I'm here with my homeboy Age,
What up?
and he stumbled onto this and sent it to me, and then I watched the first 3 episodes of. Actually, we both ended up doing it. I watched it first, but it's this show called Shingeki no Kyojin, or I think it's Advancing Giants. That's the direct translation, but they call it Attack on Titan. And this shit is pretty. It's pretty interesting in a good way. Not interesting where you can't figure out what to say about it.
I like Advance on Giants better than Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I know, right? But, whatever. You know how it is with the titles and the weird translations and all that stuff. But the show is pretty cool. The idea is it's a medieval kind of fantasy setting. And this world or whatever, this universe that the show takes or, is focusing on, people live in these kind of giant walled-in communities to protect them from giants. And apparently there's I think it's 3 tiers, three sets of walls. Yeah. And they're all about, I think the walls get bigger and taller as you get to the center. The idea is that for so many years there hadn't been any giant attacks. And the giants are just these mindless, naked but no genitalia having giants that just eat because. They're not even eating because they're hungry. They're just eating for fun, pretty much. And they just ravenously eat people. I mean, they take pride in eating people.
The population almost got pushed to extinction, and that's why the remaining people congregated in this small, or in this it's like a large city.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's like several cities, like an expanse of cities within these walls, and then more cities within the walls, and then the biggest one is in the center. And
it has the highest walls, and that's where the richest people live.
Exactly.
That's where all the best resources are.
Of course.
So you can already see the socio-economical, stuff going on with the way they've set up that city.
Yep. Yeah. So there's the commentary going on. But the idea is, I guess I think it's over 100 years, there were no attacks. Like, none of the giants were able to get into the walls once they built these walls. But then on one random day, which is where we start the series, a colossus or a colossal giant just shows up.
Yeah, it's like 60 meters tall.
Yeah, and this guy's, way taller than not way, but he's taller than the first wall. And he just busts through the wall and lets all these other giants in, and they just start going ham on all these people. And one of the main characters, his name is Eren Yeager. He's like a little boy who I guess his father is a scientist of some sort, and he talks about how people living within the walls are too complacent, and they need to be prepared and preparing for the day that the giants will, show up. It's like 10 shadowing, of course, like we like to call it. But they're foreshadowing what's going to happen, and of course it happens. He watches his his mom get eaten, and it's kind of funny, but it's not supposed to be. But this the only word I could use is retarded. This super retarded looking giant he takes his time and takes pride in eating this dude's mom, and of course Eren loses his shit, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill every last one of them. So the plot focuses around him, his adopted sister, and a friend of theirs, all joining what's called the Recon Corps, which is they're soldiers that work for the king. They go out and fight the giants and try to get information, bring it back to let everyone know, what are the weak points, what are things we can do to fight the giants, how can we combat the giants. So he wants to be one of them. The I don't know, I don't want to say selling point, but one of the things, I guess, as far as design-wise, that they put into these characters that, kind of sets it apart from other medieval stories is they got real technical with the designs of these harnesses that they wear called three-dimensional maneuvering gear, I think it is.
Yeah, it's something like that. In the actual anime, it's got an even longer name.
Yeah, it's like they're wearing almost like a wire rig for like kung fu movies, but the grappling hooks shoot out of these sheaths that they have on the sides that have these, a bunch of swords, and on their back they have like a giant wench or whatever with like all this, string or whatever.
Yeah, like the handles also function as the controls for the handles, because the blades themselves are detachable, and like the handles for the repelling gear or whatever, the 3-dimensional whatever, they serve a dual function, which is I thought was like really slick.
Yeah, somebody did their shit with their design skills as far as like making this actually work. So you see these soldiers even in the intro, which is pretty epic, and the theme song is really freaking epic, but it might even be more epic than the series itself. But like you see them shooting these grappling hook things and propelling themselves and flipping, and I mean it gives them ridiculous freedom. So it's pretty cool looking. So the first 2 episodes, the first story or first arc of this is pretty much your introduction to everything, and you seeing what the giants can do, and the colossal giant destroying the first 2 walls.
And then there's that armored giant that nobody ever saw.
Yeah.
That ran through another, like one of the other inner walls.
They went through the second wall. So you pretty much get to see one of the main cities on the outer wall. You see it get destroyed. That's the first arc, which is a 2-episode story. Then the 3rd episode is when you see Eren and his friends pretty much get accepted to training for the Recon Corps. And you're pretty much going to kind of see him work his way up to getting into, becoming the kind of soldier he needs to become so that he can kill all the giants, which is what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
The show obviously was adapted from a manga, and it's kind of weird because if you look the manga up, you start seeing that there's a ton of spoilers on the Wikipedia page, and the show only just started, I think it was April 7th.
Yeah.
So it's really new. It's like brand new. So yeah, I guess if you're going to check it out so you can understand what's going on, be careful, because you're going to see a whole lot of shit that kind of gives away future plot points.
Or I mean, you could just go on one of the many websites that has the manga posted and just read it.
Just read it, yeah. So you can see what the differences are. But it sounds like they've come up with some interesting points and ways to make this work. But I just want to see how it works, because I'm kind of like, I've been at the point where I'm kind of done with anime. So like I'm always waiting for, one to show up to make me not be completely done, because I love animation.
It's to the point where things have become so predictable, like when you go to a movie and you can almost tell what's going to happen before it happens, or what this character's going to do before they even do it, and it's just gotten stagnant. So yeah, it's still early in this series, and like Strident is, I'm pretty I'm open to hopefully this thing being pretty damn good, but
yeah.
It feels my breath.
Yeah, it feels like it could go either way, because the first episode, you never really get to see the Recon Corps, who are essentially the heroes of this story. Well, or they will be the heroes of the story. You don't really get to see them do anything. All you see them do is cry.
Yeah, you see
them
aftermath.
fail. You see a lot of the aftermath of them trying to fight these giants, but it doesn't look like the 3-dimensional gear. No one seems to know how to use it to the point that would be necessary to make this worth watching. You know what I'm saying? So I'm anxious to see what this thing how it works with a capable user, and I'm pretty sure that's intentional. I'm hoping it's intentional and it's not just bad writing. On top of this series and the manga, there's supposed to be a live action movie in the works, and they're saying it's going to be like the most expensive film in Japan's film history. So I don't know. I mean, with all these things that we've pointed out, it sounds like it could be some really good shit. We'll have to just wait and see. But if you're looking for something a little different, that's not too generic looking, not too gory,
and this is going to drag on for like 100 episodes.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't. I think it only had 12. It was slated for 12 episodes, so I'm hoping that it stays short because that's another turnoff that I have with anime. When they get out of hand like Naruto and whatnot, I just can't do it. I give up. I'm like, it's too many episodes, too many volumes. I can't keep up.
Yeah, I mean, this already seems like the kind of story that is going to have a definite beginning, middle, and end already done. It doesn't seem like doesn't seem like the kind of thing that could keep going. Like, you know, how many different kinds of Titans are we gonna end up seeing, you know, in the show, and then that's gonna play itself out like really, really quick.
Yeah.
So
well, we'll see, because from the stuff I've seen with the manga went on for a while, because it came out in like I think 2011. From the some of the stuff I saw, there were a lot of different types of giants. So I'm hoping they don't get into the whole like Pokemon mode where there's like, you know, a million different giants and we got to beat them all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I'll bow out by episode 10 or 12 and call it.
well, yeah, I mean, especially if the story itself isn't going. I mean, they've already raised a lot of questions, and hopefully the explanations aren't done so terribly that it's gonna turn me off to the rest of the story.
Yeah. Well, the art style of the show is pretty cool. There's a lot of, it's like a mixed bag of random different styles thrown in there. I mean, like the giants themselves look like, some of them look like, I think, who was it, Studio IG that did Kid Story for the Animatrix?
I think so.
Some of the giants look like they're drawn by that team. Some of the giants look like they were drawn by the One Piece crew. Some of the
but it's funny because the manga even, like, you know,
that's true. They're kind of lazy. Yeah, the manga wasn't, honestly,
like they
they're
had
not
fun with the proportions of some of those giants.
Yeah. You could see like it was very loose.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the greatest, most like tightest artwork. You know, it's real loose, and I was gonna say sloppy, but some of the giants look like they were really sloppily drawn.
Well, yeah, I think it's purpose though.
I know
it's
he does it on purpose
because it's, you know, they're
supposed to look kind of
monstrous and twisted
and inbred.
and, yeah.
So it works though for them. And in the anime themselves, they switch up depending on the group of giants, like the skinless ones, like the colossal one, the armored one. They drew them in a tighter style that looks more like One Piece, but with, you know, really good musculature.
Yeah.
But the other giants, they were really random and like I said, they're really loosely drawn. The characters, though, all the main characters are kind of more, they tighten up their work on those characters. So you got a cleaner, more RPG-esque, like a JRPG-esque kind of look to everything. And there's a lot of effects. The production, you could tell they spent some money on this because the production...
Yeah, it's production IG. Man.
Yeah, the shit it's pretty well done. I mean, they're using CG for, you know, computer-generated, like, trees and... I don't know. I mean, and I know computer-animated stuff is, you know, mixed in with the traditional is commonplace, but it usually doesn't look good. You could tell that this is what's going on and it stands out. The only way I can tell in this is what I'm looking at. You know, like, they've multiplied tons of the giants so that when you see them attacking a city, there's hundreds of them for real. It's not 10 of them shown 10 times.
Yeah. But it all blends in almost, it's almost seamless, man.
Yeah,
they really well done. They really stepped their game up, because I remember in the Ghost in the Shell series, even though the CG was done pretty well because, you know, it was all cell shaded, it still popped out and looked like CG.
Shit, even in the a lot of the Warner Brothers stuff, the early ones, like everything up to Under the Red Hood, you could always tell because the CG stuff looks separate from everything else. By the time they got to Under the Red Hood, it fit. You know, the only thing that separated it was the motion. In this, they're using their computer animating things that are either inanimate, so it's just the camera angle, or they're using the computer to enhance the traditionally drawn, you know, other stuff, like multiplying, hand drawn giants and whatnot like that. But I don't know. It's just it's well done. Everything seems to work. It all holds together. It's believable. You're not going to be watching and wondering like, how the fuck did that happen, or why does this look like this? It's well thought out. So this is why I have high hopes for this so far. But
plus the line work for all the traditionally animated characters looks really good too, with that varying line thickness. It's a nice change of pace, compared to all the other stuff that we've been seeing where
they use like a point one nib on everything. Yeah. So it's well done. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm pointing out a lot of details, but it's good. Everything that I'm pointing out, it's good. At least in my our opinion, it's good. So, like I said, if you're looking for something else to check out, it's pretty good. It's early, so you got time to check it out, get your first impressions. If you like it, you can keep watching. If you don't like it, you can just move on because you didn't really put in that much time, So I don't know. Is there anything else?
Trying to think. I had wrote the sound, you already mentioned the soundtrack, and
shit is epic.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, yeah, I know he's gonna like this because I like this, and we're both gonna keep an eye out for the score when it drops. So,
the music is really good.
I gotta figure out who did it. I never did look at the credits to find out who worked on the score.
The opening theme is done by Linked Horizon. So if you guys know who that is, then you know what we're talking about. You might have already heard this.
Yeah, because there's tons of fan videos where people are putting the music to other stuff, kind of like how Guile's theme goes with everything.
Some of it's hilarious, and some of it is just like, what the
fuck?
Oh my god. Yeah, because people
have too much time on their hands, and you gotta wonder about what goes on in some of these people's heads for them to come up with some of the things they do, or like there's one with the Snuggle Bear. There's all these Japanese commercials. I didn't even know they still were doing that with the Snuggle Bear, because we don't do that no more. And they keyed stuff up from those commercials into to match with the opening theme, and I'm just like, what made you think to use the Snuggle Bear for this? Other than the juxtaposition of this cutie character doing all these, making everything look epic, but the Snuggle Bear, what the fuck?
Yeah, you know how it is. That's how everything is now. It's trying to make you. They always take something that does not belong and put it in a situation that's gonna make you say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but yeah, I think the series is worth checking out. I'll probably, we'll probably do another one when it gets a couple more episodes get out there.
We'll do another one if it's bad.
Yeah. If it's bad, we're going to destroy it. If it's good, though, we're gonna tell you, we're gonna praise it, because that's what, if it's good, it deserves praise. I want to do one on what was the show, Sword Art Online, because that was
that was a pretty good series.
Some of the best shit I've seen in a long time. But anyway, that's it for us. Peace outside.
See ya.